You open one eye. You slept badly. Sometimes you're so tired you can't seem to get any rest. You'd like to understand how that's even possible. You get up quickly, and a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Night 6. It's been a little bit since I played this game. I gotta figure out how the fuck to play it again. We need gas, probably. I need to actually whip out. One second, I need to whip out that picture. And I took the board, so I know the hell I'm working with here. Alright. You see anyone on this list? I don't see shit. We need gas, though. Should we head to this gas station, or should we head to this one? Which one would be closer? This one? Fuck it, let's head to this gas station and get some gas. Get some gas. We'll get about half a tank. Again, like $20 worth or some shit. You pull over and stop at a gas station. Not a soul in sight. The fluorescent lights irritate your eyes and the smell of pee is wafting up from the space between the pumps. It's self-service here. You pay directly at the pump. Yeah. It sells newspapers. Yup. Alright, we're gonna fill the tank up. Alright. Let's get about $20. That's perfect. Okay. Let's go to the shop. Yeah, you walk into the mini mart. The guy behind the counter looks like all the other guys behind counters you've come across in your lifetime. Yeah? Yeah, hey, let's talk with the clerk. Be like, hey, how you doing? Say, a guy like you, someone who spends most nights here, you must know something about the killer, right? He raises his head and seems almost happy you brought it up. Thanks for the clue, motherfucker. Should we buy anything else? What the hell is this? What's this? What's this? Cash. What the fuck is this shit? I'm not buying any of that shit. Have a good evening. The cold welcomes you outside and quickly makes you forget the clerk's unpleasant tone. Let's leave the gas station, you get in your taxi and drive away. Yup. Alright. Should we listen to the radio right quick? Let's listen to the radio, yeah? Let's hit the radio. Your finger is poised in front of the car radio. You're trying to find something to listen to. Let's listen to the news. Let's flip it over to CNN. Between the two boring stories, you hear that a DJ, a star of the French music scene back in the 90s, found dead in his home. They give no other details, but you wonder for a second if they're not talking about your passenger. As soon as the news is over, you turn off the radio so the cab is silent again. So I didn't get shit from that then. That's great. Lady, you're like right down the street, and I don't see anybody else, so let's... What are all these locations at, you know? Like, should I, like, head to this one? Let's head to this lady. Let's see what the fuck is cooking with her. Alright? Oh, fuck. You need to drive me how fucking far? Where the fuck are you going? Spain? Holy shit, look how far this drive is. Alright, lady. Alright, Francine Gaynard. I need to talk to you. What? Okay, let's talk. The passenger who gets in your cabs greets you in uncertain tones. Good evening. You try to answer as warmly as possible. Good evening, gamer. Good evening. I want to... She stopped short, trembling, as if in panic. Everything alright? No, it's not. She begins pouring her heart out. A flood of sorrow fills the cab. I lost my cat. She shakes her head, as if chasing a bad dream. I know. It's pretty silly, it's pathetic. But I lost my cat. My voice is changing. She holds up a poster of the missing animal. His name is Corky. Wait a minute. Wait. Didn't I help a cat? Didn't I? It's the cat from the other night. Oh! You're sure of it? Listen, I know this is going to sound crazy, but someone saw my cat get into a cab. So I called your company and asked which taxis were in the neighborhood the night he disappeared. You were the only one. I need your help. Her tone is increasingly hesitant, insecure. Please tell me, you know where he is? Where is Corky? Where is my cat? She takes a deep breath. It's a question of life and death. Yeah, I saw him. She sits up straight with a jerk. It's wonderful. Where is he? Take me there. You took the train. The train? She looks down at the poster in her hand. That's why he stole my money. What is this cat? What is this other plot? I knew he was up to something. He's so smart for a little ball of fluff. Did you talk to him? You remain quiet. I'm sure you talked to him. Corky's not just any old cat, you know. He saved my life. I adopted him when he was still a tiny kitten. I took care of him, spoiled him, fed him for weeks. I took time off work to care for the little thing. I knew right away he wasn't like the other cats. He was different. I stood up for him too. When his friends said he was taking up too much room in my life, I dropped them. Then when they told me he couldn't come with me to work anymore, I changed companies. He's the only reason I get out of bed in the morning. Please, I'm begging you. When my mother died, I decided to get a cat. I thought it would take my mind off of things, get me interested in something else, and then... She stares at you. I'm going to ask you one last time, do you know where my cat is? Look, I ain't about to lie to this bitch, alright? She's clearly crazy. So we're gonna be like, look. Fine, let's tell her the truth. It's a fucking cat. What's it gonna do? Your cat got into my cab. Her eyes flash with the hope. I drove him to Saint Lazare. Deauville? Deauville? Maybe. He's in Deauville. I'm sure of it. He loves it there. Could you stop the car, please? Pull over to the sidewalk. Thank you. She lowers her gaze. I know I was a little too much for him. I might have been a little suffocating, but he was everything to me, and nobody seems to understand. Nobody. That's not healthy. She looks at you straight in the eye. What do you mean? To love someone so much you lock them up. You suffocate them. It's not healthy. For a cat, for a man, for a woman. She says nothing. You can hear her struggling to catch her breath. Thank you. I think I needed to hear that. I'm going crazy. Her voice drops to a whisper. Crazy. She opens the car door and hands you a banknote at the same time. I need to be alone. She gets out of the cab and walks away without shutting the door. The next minute she's gone, swallowed up by the night. You get out and close the door. You take a deep breath. Your lungs freeze. You wait another minute, then get back inside and start the engine. Alright, so I got fucking 48 big ones for basically talking to her. Lit. I got fucking four big ones in tip. Fuck yeah, that paid for gas and more. Alright, hold on, I gotta look at my list. Gotta look at my picture. Do any of these fucks... Here's her for Hervey. He's like, let's go talk with Hervey. Let's see what the fuck's cooking with this mofo, you know? Let's drive him somewhere. We just made like a fucking $1 billion, so I need a ride, cabbie. Alright then. I don't even remember his voice. It's been a while since I played this game. The door opens. It's Hervey or Harvey or whoever. He greets you with his bizarre verbal tick as usual. How's it going? Oink. Hi, Harvey. You start the engine. Harvey seems pretty happy with himself today. The rearview mirror, you watch him run his tongue over his lips as if mentally preparing for a good meal. He catches your eye and smiles. Sorry, I'm a bit out of it today. So I see. It's just, I had a bad week, you know, a really bad week. Then yesterday... He hesitates, as if he can't believe what he's about to say, like it's too good to be true. The lines around the corners of his eyes that show his real age crinkle slightly. Hervey gives a little laugh. Serious, man. I don't believe in God, you know. I don't believe in all that bullshit. Shit. And it doesn't make any sense. Some guy with a beard up in the sky. I never got it. What people say in him, see in him, or anyhow. Look, God, none of us believe in him on the street. His eyes crinkle up at the corners again. I mean, we believe when the soup kitchen goes in the church. Yeah, sure, we believe in him then. He flashes his teeth and lets out a harsh, raspy laugh. A pause. So, yesterday? Yesterday? He's observing you. His eyes light up all of a sudden. Oh yeah, yesterday. He's talking faster now, an incessant flow. I was starving, man. It was pretty bad, okay? Toby and I had gone through all this garbage binge in the neighborhood. Toby, he's this German guy, right? He says he prefers France, and then that we got more, that we're more generous here, and so I was starving. Harvey's eyes tear up, his voice drops off, a faraway look comes over him. A lengthy pause. You okay? He snaps out of it. Yeah, like I was saying, I was starving. I was starving, and I was hanging out near the supermarket on Rue Musta. Fancy neighborhood, but not too fancy, you know, no cops. He gives you a wink. That's always a plus. And then there was this guy, like, sometimes I see around, like, a young guy, he's just like this kid. He comes out of the supermarket with his groceries, and before I even say a word, he hands me a can of cassoulet? Cassoulet? Am I saying that right? Cassoulet. A can of cassoulet as big as a beach ball. Harvey's face lights up. I don't even know what this no, they made them that big. Harvey burst out laughing. His eyes wandered back to the street. Was it good? Should we just smile? Let's just smile. Give him a smile. Hard suddenly pats you on the shoulder. Hold on, wait. I'm going to get out here if you don't mind. You park the cab as soon as you see an empty space. Thanks, man. He's looking out the window. Yeah, I think that's him. Ooh. Nothing. But without another word, he opens a door and gets out. This time, I'm gonna get him. A moment later, he vanishes into a dark alley. Let's sit there a minute. Your eyes scan the dark, narrow street, but you can't make anything out. Then, something moves in the distance. A silhouette. Probably Hervey, now on a run. The form darts underneath a street lamp. It is Hervey, holding something in his hand. He immediately vanishes from sight. You sit there a minute, and then you switch on the ignition and pull out the parking space. What the fuck? I don't think he's a murderer. I think he's just stealing shit. You know? You see any of these guys that, like, might be like, we got this fucking guy, right? You. I want to drive up here and see what the fuck this is. Let's go see what the hell this is. We got gas, kind of. You slow down. What's going on? Smell of cigarettes creeps around you. Oh no, it turns into stale cigarette smell. Then, smell of freshly stricken match. Slowly raise your head and look in the rearview mirror. He is there. So, butthead, happy to see me again? He reveals a row of pearly whites. Too white. No worries, I won't be here long. It occurred to me. Since your wife left you, you haven't gotten laid, have you? Must be hard I'm around, huh? And I mean, there were opportunities. There was Cynthia, that her name, nurse who changed your bag of piss. He lets out a snicker. Or that chick you never called back. What was her name again? Don't answer. Don't try to avoid the subject. You know very well who I'm talking about. Go on. His voice gets quieter, sounds far away. Say her name. What's the name of that girl you never called back? Say nothing. Your silence seems to be getting on his nerves. He sits up and scolds you. Stop fucking with me, asswipe. I know you know. He bares his teeth. Go on. Shape leans toward you. The smell of stale cigarettes coming off of it fills your nostrils. Julie. Exactly. Her. Julie. Pretty Julie. When was it? 5 months back, 6 maybe? Something like that. A passenger, a smile, numbers swapped in the taxi, a coffee. Her hair cut back a bit too short, but you're into short hair, aren't you? You like it when they look like dudes, don't you? Say nothing. You lower your eyes. Bits and pieces of the coffee date start to resurface. So, why didn't you call her back? Julie. She left you messages. The last syllable hangs in the air. She wanted to see you again, Julie. The last syllable shimmers. She wanted to keep conversing with you, Julie. The last syllable burns. Say nothing. He watches you in silence for a few seconds, then starts talking again. He separates each syllable. You cannot hide. You can't. I'm on you 24/7. Now, you're gonna listen to me, man. As soon as you're finished doing your thing with that cop bitch, you're gonna call Julie, and you're gonna fuck her. You cringe. Stop using that kind of language. What kind? What I say? You know exactly what you just said. You fuck? Fucker? Fuck Julie? Shut your fucking mouth. His guttural laughs grate on your nerves. Let me tell you why you don't have the balls to call Julie back. Because that Julie, she was smarter than you. Because you know she was gonna talk shit about you wouldn't understand. I can't even read. I don't understand. Because you're too stupid. His posture shifts. It's almost imperceptible, but it's like he's melting into the back seat. You're too stupid. You lose your temper. You turn around to scream at him. Just shut the fuck up already. ... He has vanished. You're alone in the cab. A truck passes you. The sound of the city slowly comes back to life. A metro in the distance. A party on the first floor of a nearby building. You turn the car on, but let your fingers linger on the keys. The metal is neither warm nor cold, just reassuring. You stay like that for a second before driving off. Man, I don't know what the fuck's going on in this. Here I am. Whoa, that's a lot of people. We gotta... Yeah, but we're going up here, right? Whatever the fuck this is, we're going for it. Fuck it. We're driving past everyone. Fuck you, everyone. The police archives looks like any other building in Paris. No sign, nothing to make it stand out, but this is where all the case files, criminal records are stored. You know the place well. For several months you spent a lot of time with the woman who directs it. She was a regular passenger, calling upon you almost every night, first as a driver, and then you see her shape from across the street. You try to prevent your brain from going there, but as a mind of its own, she's as beautiful as ever. You get out of the cab. You cross over the sidewalk on the other side. Helene says, I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised by your request. She lights a cigar. She still has that cold, distant look about her. But you know it's just a facade. You know, you don't smoke anymore. No, I'm trying to quit. She has a trouble articulating with the cigarette in her mouth. Good luck with that, I just can't manage. She runs a hand through her hair. Her wedding band shines under the street lamp. You're freezing. Listen, I'm sure you know I'm not allowed to give you this kind of information. But if what you said was true, then you get the impression she's reaching for your side. Let her do it. Your hand brushes over your wound. You think about her body, her habits, how she used to call you in the middle of the night. I fished around, and the first 3 victims were not part of the data leak. Shit. Shit indeed. That means the information about Besson, Bergrain, and the Argentinian one, Goro Disher. Yeah, that's it, Goro Disher, or whatever the fuck. It all came from someone who had access to their criminal records. That help? You attempt to smile. Yeah, it's better than nothing. A moment of silence. Helene takes a bag from her cigarette like there's no tomorrow. She paces a bit to warm herself up. You should come over sometime. What do you think? You grin. You and Helene. used to sleep together when things with her husband weren't so good. Sounds good. Let me just finish all this. Of course, give me a call when this is over. She looks deep into your eyes. You look down. Her hands are shaking. One last smile and she puts her cigarette out. I've gotta run. Need a taxi? That's very kind of you, but Bruno is coming to pick me up in a little while. Good luck. She reaches out to you affectionately, then stops. You decide to cross the street to put some distance between you as quickly as possible. You get in your cab, rub your hands together. Time to get back to your shift. I don't remember ever meeting her. Were we supposed to meet her at some point and I'm just a fucking idiot and never went there? Am I an idiot? Are any of these guys on my list? Hold on. Who's on my list? Any of these fuckers on my list? Nope. Who the hell is that guy? Ah, fuck it. We're going to this clue. Whatever the hell this is. Fire truck flies down across the street in front of you. Looks like a red meteor. Okay. What? 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 I don't understand those. Like, what the fuck is this supposed to happen? Alright, you know what? We're gonna go back to, like, let's go to this guy. Let's go to this fucking mofo. I don't think I've been to him yet. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Gonna run out of gas soon. Okay, so he wants to go to the airport. That's, like, right there. Shinji Kurumada. Alright, Shinji Kurumada. Your next passenger is waiting on the sidewalk with an enormous suitcase next to him. You get out of the cab, pick up the suitcase, which must weigh about 45 kilos at the very least, and put it in the trunk. You get back in, with the passenger close on your heels. The door slams shut. You turn the key in the ignition and look up at your passenger. Charles de Gaulle, right? He nods at you, and you start driving. It's still pretty early to be getting on a plane. You must be the type that likes to get there well ahead of time. Japanese, Chinese, you're not sure. You smile. Tourists always have such a magical image of Paris. There's almost no traffic and you're able to drive at a decent speed. Behind you, in the rearview mirror, you can see the tip of the Eiffel Tower start to appear. Say nothing. He keeps staring at you with an annoyed expression. He obviously doesn't understand. Whoa. Whoa. I don't know. Whatever he said. His voice is frank with a dose of exhaustion. Oh no, what have I done? I can't fucking understand anything. This guy, okay, it's Japanese. You're sure now? I'm not sure what the fuck I'm looking at. Actually, I can't. He imitates the sound of a plane taking off. Yeah. I get it. You think you may have recognized the name of the airport. Airport? Oh, God, airport. He nods. Oh, God, why is he speaking to me? I can't understand you, bro. He turns away so vehemently. Sounding out words, boys. You understand he wants to be left in peace. He wants calm and silence. You hear him mumbling to himself. His voice is deep and heavy. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know. What's crazy? He takes a short pause to swallow his spit. He's like having like a fucking mental breakdown in the back, and I can't even be a part of the conversation. He said, look, dude. Look, dude. Look. I'm not saying shit to this guy. I can't even fucking understand him. The tone of his voice makes you think he's making a list of all the things he hated. Okay, so he fucking what? Hates the damn city then? This fucking guy. He mumbles on and on. Yeah, okay. Okay, fuck. Can you calm the hell down? He's made that sound before. What am I even looking at here? Third time. You immediately recognize the word. Versailles? What the fuck? Versailles? He burst out laughing. Oh god. How am I supposed to have a conversation with this man? Man, this is the easiest ride thing I ever had. I don't even have to make a voice for this guy. He glares at you. Fuck. You fucking... Look at this. You don't understand. Like, dude. Could you fucking, like... You get the impression he wants you to repeat what he's saying. Repeat? Yeah, I'm gonna try to... However the fuck you say that, I say it. He nods. I don't... Can we get to the airport already? How far is the airport? He falls back in his seat, his eyes closed. He doesn't want to speak to you anymore. You've had passengers who didn't speak any French before, but this one seems furious. Maybe he didn't like Paris. Maybe he prefers Tokyo. You smile. For just a second, you imagine yourself as a taxi driver in Tokyo. Businessmen. Well, that's just high schoolers, those Japanese mobsters. What are they called again? Leave them alone. Yeah, you keep driving and we're not gonna fuck with them. You think about the movie you saw during your hospital stay. The black American soldier on the run who starts hanging out with some sort of bum who was a huge jazz fan. It was a singular movie, incredible. It made a real impression on you. The title was... No, you can't remember the title. The fuck, I just had a stroke. And how could you possibly describe it to your passenger? Impossible. What a shame you can't speak his language. What a shame not to understand him, not to be able to talk about him about it, you sigh. Maybe later you'll have time to learn Japanese. It's probably hard, not the same alphabet, not the same letters, but then again, your parents could read Arabic and write in French. So you could too. ... Yeah, later. You'll have time. And then, here you are at the airport. A heap of ramps and tunnels brings you to the drop-off zone. You pull to a stop, and your client wakes up. He notices the airport and a few taxis, your own fatigue. He starts talking peacefully in a soft note. Thanks, dude. Whatever the fuck that means. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. I appreciate the fact that you're here. Give me your money. He shakes his head. Don't react. I don't. He pays his fare with a twinge of shame. You get out of your taxi and help him get his suitcase out of the trunk. It weighs a ton. He thanks you with a sad look of defeat. He grabs onto your sleeve as you try to get back to your car. I'm sorry, dude. You nod very slowly. Me too. He looks you over slowly from head to toe. When he starts speaking again, his voice is monotone and completely void of emotion. Oh, what have I got myself into? Something inside of you resonates, like you understood what he just said. 19! I understand that. You lost someone. His wife, maybe? He looks upset. Fuck. He shakes his head. Should have come with someone. What the fucking... If only you could understand him. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. He bows. When he straightens up, his eyes are misty. Don't know why, but it seems normal to reply. You're welcome. He walks away with his huge suitcase. Without looking back, your passenger goes into the airport. The sliding glass doors close behind him. You start to realize the airport is waking up all around you. A woman who must have been a Viking in another life is pushing the floor waxer across the tiles in the entryway just below the heating vents. Your fellow driver waves as he's leaving the drop-off zone. A plane, maybe the first one of the day, appears in the sky. You get back in the taxi. For a minute, you rub your freezing hands together to warm them up. Just for a few seconds before driving off. Thanks for the fucking 18 big ones, dude. Appreciate that. Who else is around me? Alright. We can go home. We might need to actually just go home. Let's just go fucking home. Fuck everyone else. We're going home. We're going home, boys. Going home. We gotta put together some pieces, I guess. Some clues going on here that one of them, it's probably some ex-police officer or some shit. You know more about your clients. You've met Francine. What's up, Francine? And since we made $66 today, and we lost all of our money. Oh boy. Oh, we're in debt. Oh, we're not in debt just yet. Alright, we're not in debt, but we're almost in debt. Look how fucking close we are to being in debt. We are going to lose a lot of cash. You take a few minutes to update your board with your new clues. Your neighbor flushed the toilet. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see the pipe shake. You crack your knuckles and get to work. Alright, where the fuck's our new clues today? Respected colonel and community pillar. Maybe this guy? Retired cop? He's a respected colonel, right? Divorced from a judge, born in French Antilles, moved to mainland France. It has to be like this guy. Like this guy, like first two victims not a part of the leak, right? This guy's got some shit going on here. We already know about that though. The killer's height. This guy, yeah, so first three victims are not a part of the do we have like any new things here? No, we don't. We don't have got shit, dude. Killer knew the victims or researched them. Fuck. Could it be this guy? Why would it be this guy though? Like, it's not her. Right? It's not her at all. So who the fuck could it be? I don't think it's you. I don't think it's him. I don't think it's Hervey. I really don't. That'd be like cheesy, I guess, if it was him. You, I've barely even talked to at all. You, I haven't talked to at all. I think this is the guy who's gay, right? Yeah, he's gay. And I helped him out with that. I don't know why he would do it. He doesn't look like the type of guy. This guy, I literally haven't seen him at all. And this guy, I've only seen him once. Justice, Salim. Yeah, but I don't really get any, like, man, there's just so much shit. I don't know, man. I don't. Your phone rings, you impulsively take a step back. It's the moment of truth. Oh, fuck. Pick it up. Hello? Busette, hi. Ice cold. Salt? She heaves alongside. There's no background noise. She must not be at the station. Where are you? For a second you think she's going to tell you, but then somewhere. None of your business. A light clinking noise. The sound of a teacup or a coaster, maybe. I'm listening. What have you got for me? She clears her throat. Her voice sounds louder, more confident. You glance at the wall. The suspects are all lined up, all the evidence. A whole mess of your ideas, your stomach in a knot. I don't have to remind you. You cannot get this wrong. I have a meeting in 2 hours with the district attorney and the chief of police. Even the minister of the interior will be in the corner of the room somewhere. Obviously, I'm thrilled. But certainly I don't want to put too much pressure on you. You can almost hear the smirk she must be wearing. You lay the receiver down on the table. Now you have to decide. Oh, fuck. We have to decide who the fuck did this. Oh, fuck. I don't know at all. Okay. He's a community pillar, right? He's well respected. Well-known lawyer. He's not respected, though. He's not respected because it can't be him because he's not respected. Who is respected? Has to be this guy. Has to be. If it's not, fuck. Fuck, this is like, look. He's got a gun, okay? He's got a gun, right? Fuck. We're accusing him. Yes. We're accusing him. Pick up the phone and explain your choice to Lieutenant Bousset. Why? How? The evidence? Your sources? He listens without saying a word. You stop talking and catch your breath. Okay. I'll buy it. Seems like a solid choice. I can fish around a bit to vet your information. She pauses. You can almost hear her nodding. I'll call you tonight. Try to get some sleep. She pauses. No way she's going to hang up on such a positive note. No, she's probably going to. It might be your last night of freedom. She snickers and hangs up. You put the phone down. You might as well be standing in the ice-cold emptiness of outer space. You decide to go to bed, to sleep. Best way to kill time. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You slide onto the open sofa bed. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. It has to be him. Because there's no one else, right? There's no one else. You open one eye. You had a hard night, restless. Get the impression you aged 5 years in a matter of hours. You get up quickly, and a few minutes later, you're outside your studio. Night 7. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. This is a throwaway. We have full gas and everything. This is a throw... Oh, God. You barely got downstairs and you catch sight of Bousset. She's leaning up against the door of your cab, eyes wide, open, forehead creased. Get in. You obey. It's too early to react. ... She settles in the back seat, flashes a smile. Good news. You're right, or at least the DA thinks your evidence is... Fucking... I better be right. I better be right. No emotion in her voice. I'm just giving you the facts. Nothing more. We're going to bring in Fragonard in tonight. She nods, her expression clouds over. I have trouble. She freezes. Fragonard is a mentor, mine, and half the squad's. You can't understand. He's an institution. She stops and clears her throat. I need your help. One last time. Later on tonight, you're going to get Fragonard to leave home and find a way to get him in your taxi. She pulls some kind of pin out from her pocket that she puts in the little cubby just above the car stereo. This is a bug. I held up my end of the deal. Our deal is just between you and me. I can always break it, you know. Go back to the DA, get you thrown in jail. She shakes her head. Listen. She takes a dramatic pause and doesn't really know where she's going. I've seen you and heard you enough to know that you have a trick, a gift for getting people to talk. I need someone I can trust to get close to Fragonard without making him suspicious. He's a cop. He knows how we work. No one's ever sent a taxi driver to make an arrest. He won't put up a fight. I hope he'll open up to you, that he'll confess before things fall apart. Not too far from the hospital where he goes to his treatments, there's an alleyway under construction. There won't be any civilians, just us and him. She says. 2 teens walk by the cab, and the intense smell of weed fills the cab. Bousset doesn't budge. I know you can do it. If you stick to the plan, nothing can go wrong. Say nothing. She looks over you intently and pinches her lips. She gives you her typical smile, like an owner admiring her dog performing a perfect trick. I'm off. She lays her hand on the door handle. You pick up the suspect, drive to the meeting point, and you're free. Easy as pie. She gets out of the cab, slams the door, and walks quietly away. Shit, shit, shit. You hit the dashboard. Intense pain spreads through your hand. You grab the keys and the ignition and turn. The motor comes on. Your night is about to begin. Your last night. Oh, fuck. We gotta go one place, right? Do we see him around here? Buck. Fuck, should we go to Tourette's lady? I remember her having Tourette's. Go to him too. Let's go to Tourette's lady. I understood her the most out of every character in this. Taxi, Victor, infected hemorrhoid. Okay. Alright, let's go. You immediately recognize the passenger who just sat in the back of your cab. Pricey perfume, fur around her neck, and a strange form of emotional trauma that causes her to say terrible things. Oh, it's you again. You know, dickhead. My daughter and I were talking about you the other day. You listened to me. I don't often cross paths with people who listen to me and don't make fun. I really appreciate it. She flashes a sweet, charming smile. Suck your mother. She gently shrugs her shoulders. Drive towards the 16th arrondissement. Please. She pursed her lips and manages to stifle the insult ready to escape. You start the car, praying that this time around your passenger won't say anything during the ride. Your passenger heaves a sigh. I hope it doesn't bother you too much. For a second, you don't know what she's talking about, but then, wench! Some days are harder than others. Must surprise people. Oh, it fuck does. It's more the teasing, you see. A cauliflower-shaped anus. She looks away for a second, disgusted by her own coarseness. Our neighbor's son. She shakes her head. It's a long story. They're Chinese. She works for Chanel, I think, and he's a big import-export company. I can't remember its name. Transatlantic Sodomite. Something like that, anyway. She sighs, She's getting annoyed with herself. Their only son used to come get help with his French from my husband and me. Now that we're separated, Rugrat, he still comes around. But he films me. Oh, he's discreet about it, of course. He slips his phone into the front pocket of his blazer and films me. You must think it's funny. And an old lady who swears and calls everyone. She stops and purses her lips. When she opens her mouth again, she's glassy-eyed. Maybe he even shares them all with all China. Shitty-ass Rugrat. Her mind wanders for a second. We don't really have any idea what's going on over there. My daughter said I might become a dick internet star there. You raise your eye to look at your passenger. The last syllable hangs in the air, oddly accentuated. Doubt they broadcast that. Her voice becomes screechy. You think? I don't know anything about any of that. It's beyond me. She raises her eye abruptly to look at you. And plus, Death P! And plus, I'm not a good influence on this boy. He's learning swear words. That's no way to learn a language. Especially not French. The language of love. The language of poetry, of ballads. She smiles a very sad smile at you. Dick cheese! Her smile vanishes. That's why I no longer see my grandchildren. My son thinks it's better if we wait until it passes. I think he's right. She stares right into your eyes. You can tell she doesn't believe what she just said. They don't support you? Yes, of course. Sean Roland is a dear. Felches! But I don't want to bother him with this. He has his problems and I have mine. She lets out a little laugh, clearly designed to end the discussion. You're not far from your destination. In the back, your passenger is dousing herself with perfume. The smell is dizzying, overpowering, oppressive. Does this bother you? No. She blushes briefly. I've been wearing this hairy-ass perfume for 25 years. It's such a part of me, I don't even notice it anymore. It was the first present my husband gave me. Think it suits you? You can see the surprise in her eyes. She averts her gaze like she's trying to hide her feelings. Thank you. Russian whore! You pull up in front of her building. She hands you the fare, but doesn't move. Everything okay? Yes, it's just... I'm always anxious about going home so late. No one is there. Cunt! No lights on. Every noise seems suspicious. Flabby vaginal queef! She pauses. Could you wait until I'm home before you leave? Her voice, suddenly very deep, has a tone that makes your hair stand on end. Sure. Thank you. Your passenger leaves the taxi and walks towards the lobby of her building. You watch her every move as she walks, the dark meters between your taxi and the door. You chose not to mention that you do this all for your clients. Since the attack. Since you got hurt. Since you can't sleep like you used to anymore. She waves to you as the door closes. You have just enough time to get a glance of the white marble and shiny copper stairwell. The door slams. Oh, dude, a fucking $14 tip. Oh, that puts us up there. Wait, is that him? Is that him? Wait, is this our man? That's our man's. We're going. We're going, boys. We gotta smooth talk this guy. Paul Marie Fargrenard. Hospital St. Louis, please. Yeah, sure, dude. Your next passenger is... your suspect. The retired policeman. Judging by his looks, you could have easily guessed. Hospital St. Louis, please. You nod your head and start the engine. Your passenger seems to have his mind elsewhere, not entirely awake, subtle on his chin. You scan his skin, his movements, his attitude, It's cold as shit this morning. His voice makes you jump. You nod. You have more people or not as many when it's cold out like this. Folks tend to stay at home when it's too cold. There might be more of them, but they make shorter trips. Makes sense. Dead silence. Talk about the weather. It's worse in the summertime, though. People don't take cabs as much, but when they do, they go further. Obviously. You drive in silence for a second. The road goes by. You don't want to look at your side mirror too often. You haven't seen a trace of the cops yet. Bousset told you not to worry, but You know, it's funny. Just this morning I was thinking about an old case. One of my first cases, actually. It was just after the Messerine case. You know who Messerine is, don't you? Or am I really that old? You sense it's the right time to get him to talk. That rings a bell. Dress Messerine, breaking and entering, kidnapping, armed robbery. He killed 2 cops in Canada, tortured a journalist, a far-right one, but still. Then in 1979, after being on the run for a year and a half, the cops catch him and kill him at Port de Klingenancourt. He raised his hand. Now, the cops say it was in self-defense, but I know for a fact they shot him down like a dog. He looked straight to you. You can see the hint of an underground fire roaring deep in his eyes. Now, I most certainly do not want to die like a dog, understood? He catches his breath and is clearly shaken. He ever so slowly reaches into his pocket and pulls out his weapon. Where did Bussy ask you to take me? Oh, fuck. Bussy? Don't take me for a fool. We're gonna keep lying. I swear I have no idea what you're talking about. The gun appears. Shame. I thought you might get a chance at some honesty in this cold world. Just once, just to see what it feels like. I dedicated my whole life to the justice system, to getting to the truth. At the least, that's what I tell myself and what I say to new recruits. But I'm tired of all the games, all the fucking lies. Where'd they order you to take me? Fuck, what do I say? They didn't order anything? I mean, she technically didn't order anything. But if I say that, they didn't order anything. Yeah, right. His voice sounds tired. His hand is shaking. You can't take your eyes off his weapon. Answer the question. Where? What if I say nothing? Lie. He shakes his head, saddened by your answer. I can't quite figure out if you were avoiding me, but I know Bousset puts you on the case and gave you a copy of the file. We don't know each other too well, eh? So I'm going to give you one last chance to tell me the truth. Bousset? You can see his finger on the trigger. It's shaking ever so slightly. How much does she know? She has evidence. You hear a long sigh coming from the back seat. A few seconds go by. You try to concentrate on driving despite your sweaty hands and dripping brow. Okay, why hasn't she tried to arrest me then? You shrug. Don't know. She told me it would be easier this way. I think she hopes you'll turn yourself in without a fight. He looks away. You know, Bousset was really one of a kind, but she doesn't fit in today's world. Neither do I, for that matter. The weapon he's holding is shaking slightly, wavering. You suddenly notice he's speaking to you in a more familiar tone. That's why I killed them. Bastards, all of them, rapists, murderers, and liars who escape prosecution. Now, Bousset'd like to do the same thing as I did. Slam a bullet into the head of the first murderer she could get her hands on. But she can't. You can't just do that anymore. A long, painful, heavy sigh. In any case, I know only one truth. No more confrontation, no more debate, no need for justice to be served. They were guilty and I killed them. I can write that down if you want. It's no secret. I knew I'd be caught sooner or later, either by Bousset or by... His sentence hangs in the air. I'm sick. I got cancer, all over. They hope some new drug might cure me, but what's the point, honestly? He abruptly accelerates his speaking pace. I don't want to go to jail. A cop can't go to jail. I don't want to see my face on the cover of magazines and newspapers. But I don't want to deny Bousset the pleasure of catching me, her and her team. So here's what we're going to do. There's a place at Montmartre. A place I really love. It's my first memory of Paris. I must have been 6 or 7. My mother had come all the way from Martinique. We're fucking with the murderer. We can't be fucking with words right now. She thought she could convince my father to... Yeah, anyways, there's no point telling the story. No point? Why? He looks away. There's no point because there's no moral to the story. My parents were selfish people. They preferred their own personal comfort to keeping me safe, to raising me right. Anyway, there's a bench up there not far from Sacré-Cœur. This bench has 2 clear advantages. First, it faces the city of Paris. Southern facing, all the monuments are there staring back in splendor. He speaks. He starts to speak with confidence. I especially like it when all the buildings poke out above the cloud of pollution. Notre Dame's square towers, Pompidou's and its colored pipes, the Eiffel Tower. He shakes his head, and his voice sounds deep and serious again. The second advantage to sitting on this bench is that you turn your back to Secure, an ugly building. They only built it to rub the church the right way. He looks away and remains silent for a while. His hands shake a little. I want to see Paris one last time. It's a little too early to watch the sunrise, but at least there'll be people around. Lovers, life. I just want to go and sit on the bench, look out at Paris alone for 5 minutes. And then you can go to the meeting point so Bousset can pick me up. What do you say? If I'm late. Oh no, don't worry about that. She'll understand. Should I tell him no? What if I tell him no? I mean, would this guy run? I mean, this guy's been pretty honest so far. Would he run? Would he actually run? Like, would that fucking fit his, like, MO of, like, everything I fucking talked about him before? Not really. Not really. Okay. You turn around. You'll see, the view is incredible. Neither of you says a word for several minutes. You drive in silence. Then, as you're beginning to climb the top of the Monterey, the cop lowers his weapon. I want to apologize. I'm sorry I hurt you the night of the attack. Everything could have turned so differently. You're nothing like the guy I took down, you know? He was a kid at the time, but there was something in his eyes, something bad, something evil. His eyes sparkle for a bit. Tears, perhaps? A second later, you park a few meters away from Sacré-Cœur. The bench is right over there. The bench is right over there. I just need 5 minutes. 5 minutes and we'll go back. Got it? You nod. Don't do it? You want me to come along? He slowly turns his head and watches you quietly for a second. No. Thanks, friend. He gets out of the cab. You watch the old cop. Takes a few steps toward the bench, walks around it like he wants to look at from every angle. He doesn't so much as glance at Saint-Coeur and his dome lit up with powerful spotlights. A few passersby, chilled to the bone, are wandering about nonchalantly on the square in front. The cop finally sits on the bench. He stays there a long minute, contemplating Paris. Strings of light weave around the traffic circles and the intersections, making a magnificent canvas. Then there's a sudden movement. In a matter of seconds, he pulls his gun out of his pocket and up to his chin. A shot rings out. Fuck. Thanks, friend. Fuck. Those were his last words. Are you fucking kidding me? No. Lieutenant Bousset watches you, her jaw clenched, locked, more like... What else did he say? He confessed to his crimes. The wire you put in the cab must have caught it all. You have the recording. Bousset stares at you for a sec before looking away. Shit. This is not how it was supposed to end. You're not clear on whether she's angry or sad. I'm sorry. She pretty much cuts you off. Did he say anything about me? It's all in the recording. He said you were like him. Of course. That guy was my mentor, a father figure actually. He taught me everything I know. That's why I slipped you his file. I couldn't investigate him. No one on the team wanted to either. It was unthinkable, unfeasible. Fuck. A semblance of a smile spreads across her face, awkward, strained perhaps. It makes your blood curdle. You're free to go now. Don't leave the country, though. We might have some questions for you at some point. She opens the door, icy air seeps in. You shiver. You really came through, you know. I didn't think you'd do so well. Your voice breaks up a bit with her last words. Who knew? She gets out of the cab and slams the door behind her. A blunt, metallic noise. Unidentifiable vibrations. The car quakes and shakes like a boat. A minute goes by before you can move again. You slowly come back to your senses. I'll stay a little longer. You sit there a moment, contemplating the scene in front of you. The police squads are moving in about, tape keeping the onlookers away, spotlights flooding the judge's lifeless body with a white light. Hard to believe it's all over. You need to get away for a while. Drive without thinking. Distance yourself. A cop on the roadside waves his flashlight, motioning for you to leave. You have no other reason to be there anymore. You've become a stranger again. Key in the ignition, hand brake off, foot on the accelerator. You leave Sacré Bleu behind. We did it! I fucking did it. Man. Man. That was good. It was good. Fuck. I really liked that game. That was good. That was good. The first case, pretty great. Pretty great, actually. I really liked that. I hope you like it, too. That'll end Night Call, at least for now, unless I want to play more. If you want to look at this game yourself and play all the other cases, it's on Steam for like $20 or something like that. Who knows? I might come back to this game eventually and play more of it. But hey, you know what? I solved the first case. I solved it all. I fucking somehow scraped up enough evidence to accuse the right guy, which was something that I thought I was just going to get wrong and get tossed in fucking jail. But you know what? I didn't. We did it. We won. I won. And we did it with a little help from like a cat and a fucking lady with Tourette's and fucking a D&D game. Man, what a game. What a game. I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be playing next. It's probably going to be a Dave Encounters or something like that if you actually care, but yeah, I'll be sure to, you know, play this game again if I feel like it. You know, it's pretty great. Pretty great, you know? Pretty great game. I like it. Go play it for yourself. Go buy this game. Fuck, this game is great. I have the link in the description. You can go check it out and buy it if you want. I don't know what the reviews are for this game, but I liked it. I liked it. It was nice. There's some things that are like, but you know what? Fuck it. Good game. Maybe it's only good because I'm fucking a goddamn ace detective. Maybe I'm Batman. Hey, maybe that's what I'll play next. Batman. I don't know. But until then, I'll see you all. The sun is about to come up, actually. We're not going anywhere. You drove all night with your window open. You're so tired, your chest is tight, your eyes are heavy, but you can't stop. Not now. You're going to run out of gas soon. The light went about 20 kilometers back. You're somewhere in Normandy. Maybe you'll run into that cat you gave a ride to one night. You smile and relax at the thought. You pull over onto the shoulder and get out. There's almost no traffic. You step over the guardrail as your eyes adjust to the colorful break of dawn. The sun will soon rise over the horizon. You get out your phone and dial the number. It doesn't ring. Direct to voicemail. The voice asks you to leave a message after the beep. Hey, I wanted to... You catch your breath. When Addie told me she held onto your phone just to hear the sound of your voice, I thought it was so stupid. But now, the sun is slowly rising and its colors are flooding the landscape. Bare underbrush, a tiny village lost in the fog off in the distance, a hilltop sparkling with dew. The view seems alien to you. I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to redeem myself. Thanks. The word disgusts you, but it's too late. Thanks to you, I did something important. I think. Who knows? Silence. Your head is spinning. You haven't spoken to your brother in years. Well, in manner of speaking, you grin. I'm good. I guess so. It's strange to hear your voice, but it feels good too. You pause. A truck flies by just meters from you. I thought when it was all over, I thought I'd be able to get some decent sleep. I close my eyes and sleep. Really sleep, finally. But sleeping, it's just a break. It doesn't put it into it. It all starts up again as soon as a voice cuts you off. You have reached the maximum time limit. Please. You hang up. Your phone feels heavy in your hand. What should you do now? There's a broken fence in front of you, leading to a small footpath into the woods. Behind you is the highway leading to the sea. Get back into the car. You sigh and retrace your steps. On the other side of the guardrail, you find your overheated cab. The next gas station can't be much further. You slowly turn the key in the ignition. It's got to be something for you. Out there. Now we're done. Alright. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the guys who made this game. It's a great game. Go buy it, as I keep saying. But, alright. I'm just going to leave it here before I start ranting about something else. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.